Next item is the New Economics Party, Rex Verity.
Tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. First of all, party is appendage is a misnomer. It's not a registered party. It's possible that in the future it would contest elections if no parliamentary party adopts the New Economics Movement's proposals. But for the time being, it's purely a think tank and a growing movement dedicated to developing economic policies and tools to enable and support an environmentally sustainable and socially just society. We are a group of people who believe in the public creation of money without interest and in the principle of sharing the values of the commons. Instead of taxing labour, enterprise and entrepreneurship, we advocate charging a rent for the exclusive use of any part of the commons, including land. We want an economy that is organised the way nature organises. Decisions made throughout the whole, no waste, use of local resources, complexity, feedback mechanisms, where there is some competition but much more collaboration. And the result, we believe, would be a vibrant, robust and resilient economy. And not surprisingly, we favour giving more power to local authorities. Our submission has a number of topics. We propose, and I realise that the situation the City Council is in, with immediate, huge problems, and what we are suggesting are measures that would take a little time to implement, so they're not going to solve your problems this year, but we urge that they be given serious consideration. And the session today was just a few minutes for things that are relatively radically different, not just mere tweakings. The interchange we have here is certainly not enough to adequately deal with the issues. But introducing them, or reminding you of what's in the submission, we propose a method of land value capture to fund infrastructure. We propose also that the rating system should be on land, not on capital value, that Christchurch have a council or community-owned bank, and that Christchurch establish a second currency, a local currency. All as measures of providing for resilience and in assisting meeting some of the shortfall that you have in your budget over this long term. Briefly, land value capture. It's a means of the community, the public at large, regaining, capturing a measure of the increase in value to properties as a result of public spending and community spending. When properties go up in price, it's in an area, it's largely because of the services provided by the community at large. And it seems only fair and right that the people who own those properties don't keep all of that windfall gain, but are levied, and that supports the rate take for the city. Other people will have submitted, I'm presuming, on a Christchurch currency, but I'm happy to answer questions about that as well, and about land value capture and why we should rate land and not capital value. So I'm open to questions.
Rex, I'm gonna. Well, I'll let Raf go first, but I just want to say that I really enjoyed reading your submission, and it was just so neat to think about what we do as business as usual, in an entirely different way, but starting from the measure of the commons and the public good, you know. So I thought it was really good. I doubt whether in the time frame that we have for this plan, but I would really love to have some public engagement around some of these big ideas, you know, for the future. Sorry, Rev.
Thank you, Rex, for that. Now, in terms of the way we apply rates at the moment, we do apply some of it on land and some of it on the capital value. So, in a way, that system is already there. So would it be that difficult to switch just to land value?
Improvement.
The resistance would come from vested interests who have valuable land with not well developed. So more likely to be people who are land banking, speculators, holding land and looking for the capital gain. Everybody else would be advantaged by the change because it's rating the land value, not the capital improvements. In that sense, it's fairer across the board for many more people. It would also have the effect of not penalising or discouraging capital development of valuable sites, inner city sites. And conversely, would have a slight discouraging effect on the development of land on the periphery. And so it would encourage more concentrated development and better use of infrastructure and lower cost to council in providing infrastructure.
But also more efficient use of land.
Yes.
And in terms, so that seems pretty straightforward to implement. In terms of, I guess, the difference between using land value capture as opposed to development contributions for the financing of infrastructure, have you given any thought to how that works out?
Development contributions, that provides a one-off, first year only type of input to council, whereas land value capture is ongoing. It's also seemed to be politically acceptable to a lot of people. They see that it makes sense that if land values increase because of what the community is providing, that it's only fair that a lot of that value is returned to the community. Yeah.
Cool, okay, good.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I think you've given us some food for thought.
I look forward to the issues being considered, and if not, being able to be incorporated into this long-term plan, which would be unfortunate if nothing appears, then at least
Some
taken on board for the future.
ongoing discussion. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.